Got another question from Liz McCaffrey. Liz, thanks for the question. Both Clinton and Trump argued in the debate that people on the no-fly list should not be able to buy guns. What do you think of that policy? And I'll just point out, this was a rare point of agreement between the two candidates last night. They both said that the no-fly list should also serve as a no-buy guns list. What do you think about that?
This issue has created a lot of strange bedfellows, I think. I just spoke last week, actually, on the Hill at an event hosted by the Arab American Institute. And I was seated next to a lawyer from the ACLU, which is not known for its, ardent defense of the Second Amendment. And we were all there arguing this is discriminatory, this is arbitrary, this is ineffective. So there, you do have kind of this weird, strange bedfellows here.
Well, Hillary said that if you're unsafe to fly, you're unsafe to own a gun. That's not necessarily counterintuitive, but can you explain why just being not allowed to fly, you should still be able to have a gun? I mean, that on its face, that might seem like a ridiculous idea. If I can't go on a plane because I'm too dangerous, why should I be able to buy a gun?
Sure. So there are 2 points here. One, I think there is a good logical argument. There's a valid logical argument there. And President Obama has said the same thing. If I can keep you off an airplane, why can't I keep you from buying a gun? I think that's a valid argument. My pushback is maybe we should question why you can keep them off an airplane. And I think if people knew more and dove in a little bit on how our watch listing process works, they would be more skeptical of these claims. That there is a huge gap between terrorists, which is what advocates of this policy will say. We're preventing terrorists from buying guns. But terrorist and person on the terror watch list, those are 2 very different categories of people. And the terror watch list. So if the way this works is a federal agent nominates you for inclusion on. We have various.
Thank you so much for the nomination. I really appreciate it.
And unfortunately, you are not given notice. You're not given You're not given a hearing. You're not given the evidence against you. You're not given the opportunity to challenge the government agent or any witnesses against you. So this is completely devoid of process. And what we've seen with these lists that have grown to more than 1 million names in the case of some of the Tide database, this is exactly what happens when there's no process. Is the list has just ballooned. People like Ted Kennedy were on the no-fly list. Congressman John Lewis was on the no-fly list. Dozens of people named Robert Johnson were on the no-fly list. So when you have the watch list, the idea that terrorists shouldn't buy guns, I think, gets universal agreement. The idea that because you're on this watch list, you're a terrorist, we know that to be wildly inaccurate. And I think that's the real problem with these proposals. And that's why you have groups like the ACLU and the Council on American and Islamic Relations, in addition to libertarian and gun rights groups saying this is wrong. So I was very concerned about that single point of bipartisan agreement last night.